So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to my Icon Swaps 2 predictions. If you need to get your hands on some coins to improve your ultimate team, then check out the link in the description, igvault.com, and if you use the code Kieran at checkout, you'll get yourself a pretty nice discount. Now, as I spoke about in a video last week when I said Icon Swaps was coming, I do believe this promo will be coming on Friday the 19th, and I still stand by that day. I do believe we'll get it this Friday. I'll be quite surprised if we don't. So with that in mind today, obviously we're going to take a look at some players who could potentially be featuring. In the comments below, I want to hear from you guys. Are you first of all excited for the second batch, and what are you hoping to see from it? I personally want to see more player choices, and I'd also like to see improved pack variants as well. And yeah, that's it, to be honest. I also would like to see some more interesting objectives, and I did actually discuss all of that in that previous Icon Swap video. So if you want to go see that, I'll leave a card in the top right corner, and also there will be a link in the description. But make sure to let me know what you want to see from it in the comments down below. Also, if you could leave a like rating on the video, that'd be great. So before we look forward to this year's Icon Swaps 2, let's look back at FIFA 20 and let's see what we got from it, just so we can get an idea of what to expect. On the top end, there was some really good cards with base Vieira and also a brand new Prime SEN. Even in the mid-range, there was a couple of good items, and Blanc obviously being a very good one, and also Sol Campbell, who was pretty solid last year. And then, to be fair, even at the lower end, if you were happy to get a couple of icons, there were some really good choices because you could kind of get 2 or 3 of these. Zambrotta was obviously a really good choice, as he's just a really solid fullback for the rest of the game. Vieira was really nice, and there's also Van der Sar, who is obviously a pretty good goalkeeper. So yeah, I think Icon Swaps 2 last year was actually pretty solid, so I'm hoping to see more of the same in the upcoming one, and I really hope they give us more player choices. I know I've said it already, but I just really want more player options. So before we get into the predictions, we first need to think about player value. What kind of players can we expect to see, especially at the top end of this set of Icon Swaps? So last year, this is Icon Swaps 2 lineup, as we've already seen, and your top 3 value players were Patrick Vieira's base item, Ronaldinho's base item, and an SEN, which at the time was actually brand new out. So let's go to Patrick Vieira, and also the date of release was around the 26th of December. So if we pull that up on Futbin, the 26th of December, Patrick Vieira was coming in at around 1.2 million. For Ronaldinho, he was coming in at around, I'm terrible at this, 1.2 million as well, like 1.1, 1.2. And then SEM, because he was brand new out, remember, he was actually coming in at around 2.2 million, well 2.5 actually on the day of release, but he did drop due to being available in swaps. So using that logic, the max player in Icon Swaps 2 in theory should be around the 2.4 million coin mark. Obviously we do have to also consider that this year in FIFA 21 we are a bit further in the game cycle than we were in the previous FIFA, so there is a chance there'll be a higher value player in there, but I think 2.5 million is a pretty good baseline for us to work off. Couple of quick things to note before we see the players I am predicting. It's worth mentioning that obviously as we already know officially, no icons can feature in swaps who've already had an icon SBC or featured in the first Icon Swaps, and also Prime Icon moments are coming this month, therefore it's very likely that we will see a couple of them feature in this second set of swaps, just like we saw some Primes feature in the first set, even though they went out at the time, but obviously came out at a later date in the month. Okay, so let's get into the predictions then, shall we? Now, you're going to notice that you're going to see 12 players in the next few minutes. That's because, one, I hope they do introduce more players into the second set of Icon Swaps, like I've already said numerous times. And also, two, these predictions are going to be staggered. There's going to be 2 each page, and essentially each represents, a certain level in swaps. Obviously, in set 1, we had Vidic for 7, Hadji for 9, Sucker for 11. You get the idea. That's the kind of thing we're going for right here. So if they do only release 6, just have my predictions. It is what it is. Anyway, representing the lower end of swaps, I have gone for Riquelme and Giggs, who could be around that 5 icon token mark. Look, for that amount of tokens, you're not going to get anything too spectacular, and that's what you're seeing right here. Obviously, these icons are solid, they're definitely usable, but they're not outstanding, and they're not going to massively improve too many people's teams. So let's move on to the next set, which could be around 7 tokens. I've gone for Prime Pep, which could be pretty nice, and also Pele in there as well. Now, Prime Pep would be, quite fitting, because obviously in FIFA 20 in swaps, the base icon Pep was absolutely outstanding, especially for that stage of the game, and Pele could just be a nice option. I don't think many people would go for him because he's not that great in Ultimate Team, but obviously some people might just want a Festo and a Pillar in their Ultimate Teams, which is absolutely fine. Then we move on to some a bit better players. We've got a couple of nice options here. So for this one, around 9 tokens maybe. We've got a goalkeeper just because like they're probably going to throw in a goalkeeper. So I've gone for Prime Yashin, who's currently costing around 900k. So I think that's about fair for 9 tokens. And I've also gone for a potential Prime Icon Moments Ashley Cole. Now bear in mind this card isn't official or anything. Obviously the Prime Icons Moment card isn't available in the game right now, so I have had to make a quick mock-up. So yeah, that certainly would be an interesting option. Now I've used a couple of Cole's items already in this year's FIFA, and they're pretty solid. They're not super meta, and they're probably not better than Fell and Mendy, but they're still really nice cards. So would certainly be an option, and I'm sure some Chelsea fans would definitely be interested in the item if it was to happen. So for around 11 tokens, I have gone for a Rio Ferdinand. Now you have got to bear in mind, once you get to the icons that are like 8 plus tokens, you're likely not going to be able to get them with the first set of icon swaps. So these cards won't be available till a bit later in the game. So you've got to think about it market wise. Rio is currently around, I think it's like 900k. He won't be that in a couple of months. So yeah, I've gone with Rio, and I've also gone with a Prime Beckham as well. I just feel like they'll throw Beckham into one of these at some point, maybe even his Prime Moments card. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So a couple of nice options there for people's teams. I think Rio would be quite popular if they threw that one in because yeah, really solid centre back item. Anyway, moving on now to around 13 tokens. I've gone for another defensive option in Carlos Alberta, just a card which really fits FIFA 21 to be honest, and I'm sure the item would be, you know, pretty popular should it be selected. But I have got a lot of defenders in my predictions, so hopefully there isn't too many in the actual thing, but I'm going to go ahead with the prediction anyway. Nakata is next, and it's once again another Prime Icon Moment. I just feel like there'll be 2 or 3 of them in this set of swaps, but obviously I don't expect to see any massive players in. Nakata, when he releases, will be of decent value, of course, and won't be too cheap just because there isn't too much supply on the market, so that's why I think they could get away with putting him higher in terms of value of an icon swap token. So yeah, once again, not an official card, just a mock-up made by myself. Them stats are actually based off of FIFA 20 card, which obviously will be a bit different in FIFA 21. Okay, so now we're getting to the top end. I'm thinking around 14 or 15 tokens for the players on a screen right now. Now, am I being a bit lenient here? I'm not too sure. Like I've already said, these cards won't be available till a month or 2 after the initial icon swap release, so these cards will have come down in value by then. Stoikov's around 1.5, Cantona's around 1.6, 1.7ish, so I think there's a chance that, you know, one of these could be in. Cantona's probably pushing it a bit, but we've got to have a bit of fun here or there. That would be a nice card, and as I said, that would definitely get some people playing because they would be really keen to have that kind of item in my club. And once again, I'm going to reiterate the point. Remember, these cards won't be available at the launch of icon swaps. People will have to wait for the second set, therefore it will be quite far into the game cycle that these cards are available. So I am hopeful that we will see some pretty good cards for this kind of token value. So yeah, hopefully we see some nice cards, especially for the players in the 17 token slots. Now I've gone with 90 rated Eto, so that's the mid icon, and I've also gone for the 92 rated version of Puskas. Both of these cards are under 2.5 million, which is the max amount that the best player was in swaps in FIFA 20, so I could definitely see these two happening, well, one of them at least. So yeah, hopefully they do. I really want to see an Eto in swap. I almost said Echo there for some reason. I really want to see an Eto in swaps because I really want one in my club. I've used a couple of his cards this year and they are outstanding, especially in terms of finishing. So that would make me consider not going for some packs if an Eto was in because I think his card is outstanding. So I'm hoping to see an Eto at some point, and I think a Puskas would also be quite nice. I just feel like the headlining players are going to be some of the new icons just to show them off a little. So hopefully these are considered. Okay, so those are my player predictions for Icon Swaps 2. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comment section down below. Do you guys think I've been a bit too positive or a bit too negative with them? Let me know, all that good stuff. And obviously do give me player suggestions as well as replacements. Anyway, because we're not over 10 minutes to get and we obviously want the watch time, let's discuss the pack potential. I am hoping we see some upgraded versions of the special packs that they gave us for the last season's swaps, but I get the feeling they will just refresh them, but hopefully I am wrong with that. The 85 times 5 pack was pretty cool. Hopefully that goes to an 86 plus, and obviously the 25 times 83 plus was you know, a really interesting pack. I mean, I saw people, myself included, got some absolutely horrific players back from it, but I saw some get some absolutely insane packs full of just special cards. So I'm hoping to see that again. An 84 plus times 25, I think, might be a bit too OP. But it would be nice, and that would certainly have my interest. And obviously with the icon packs, it goes without saying, they'll just get standard upgrades. So like the base or mid icon pack should in theory go to a mid or prime icon pack, and the same kind of upgrades along for the rest of them. So hopefully that does indeed happen, because yeah, obviously they should in theory upgrade these packs to reflect the stage of the game. So hopefully they get that right. But anyway, that's going to do us for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do leave a like rating on it in the comments below. Like I've already said, let me know what plays you want to see, let me know what plays you think we'll see, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.